So, welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer channel. This is the Benchwarmer movie review. Today we are reviewing another goofy comedy. We are reviewing Balls of Fury, the 2007 ping-pong movie that is kind of like a spoof off of Bruce Lee movies. And I only know that because Alyssa thought it was a parody. And I'm like, it's not a fucking parody. And then we had to look it up and Google it. All right. So, Sam, you can go first. What did you think of Balls of Fury?
Well, I went into this movie remembering that it came out when I was in 7th grade, and I was like, that was the mindset I went into this too. It's going to be stupid. It's not something that 28-year-old me is going to find funny. So I made sure to remember my seventh grade humor, which made it much more enjoyable than if I went in with this with like my 28-year-old mind. I would have hated it, but going in with like the 7th grade humor, I thought it was a fun movie to watch while I was playing a game in the background.
Unfortunately, I don't have that that way of looking at this because when this movie came out, I was fucking 25. So I don't have like a 7th grade humor on it. I'm gonna say it's a goofy comedy that had some funny moments. Overall, it did make sense.
Oh, hell no.
I will never watch it again. Mo, what is your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I don't think it's one you're gonna fire up or that's gonna come to mind anytime you're thinking of oh, what am I gonna watch? Definitely last resort or flipping through channels, nothing else is on. You're about to fall asleep and you just kind of happen to land on it, and maybe you give it a whirl. I think the only reason I recommended it too is because Sam had brought it up since he had, I think, watched it recently,
I
and I
literally
remember.
while playing games.
Right, yeah. I was like, I don't totally hate it. Like it's not, outstanding, but I've seen worse. But I think kind of similar to Sam, I had some, I guess I remembered it, like I had kind of enjoyed it, I guess, when I first watched it. At that time, I think George Lopez was definitely having a moment. I think he had a sitcom. He had, some stand-up specials that I think I had just recently listened to. So the fact that he was in it and the master, he's I think this was kind of like the first time I had seen him playing the blind man in that kind of type of role. So I like his character as well. But yeah, definitely you would never see no shit like that happen in real life. But I guess this is one of those far stretched ideas that they try to sell you.
You wouldn't see nothing like this in a far, 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 far away galaxy. But George Lopez to me was one of the best parts of the movie.
Oh, he was phenomenal.
Yes, George Lopez, young George Lopez, younger George Lopez. He was on point. He was playing his role. He wasn't overdone. It made sense, I thought he was very, very good in the movie. Granted, did I think the arm breaking was the best idea? No, but still, I know that was his idea, but still.
He was doing I'm stressed, we got to get out of here. Like, first thing that comes to mind, it's like you go with the bad idea, and then you're like, oh, wait, we could have done this better.
It's almost like, see, I saw it this way. I saw it almost as it's the trope on like all fucking karate movies where there's a major injury before the final match and they have to, Karate Kid did it in both Karate Kids. Bloodsport got stuff thrown in his eyes. I just thought they were trying to add something to it because there's no way in hell that dude was about to lose. So I think they were trying to add like some motive. I wish they would have extended that part a little longer, where if he's going to do something dumb like that, they give him a chance to go warm up and figure it out. And if they're parodying it and spoofing it, make fun of like Karate Kid, something in that area besides I'm just going to put on a brace and now I'm going to play left-handed.
Well, minus the stupid plot.
That felt rushed. Well, the plot
A
could
lot
have
of
been
the
good.
movie is rushed if you really think about it.
And that's my problem. Like some of that movie, like in that scenario with the arm breaking, if you drag it out 5 more minutes and add some context and depth to it and make him overcome something or make something funny happen where you're trying to spoof some shit and it doesn't work, I think it's a lot better than, oh, we're gonna fucking break your arm and then we're just gonna put it in a sling and you're gonna play left-handed.
It's like also like what the white dragon stuff in the beginning that was rushed and was just there for filler at that point.
Well, of course, yeah. Like, well, I see. Wait, are we talking about the little girl?
Yeah, that's the white dragon.
Okay, now see, this is the problem. Again, they could have done a fucking 1980s like training playing montage where they go back in and he's playing in these tournaments, but they had to get him in a tournament and it did feel rushed, but that didn't bother me that bad.
No?
Because if this person was as good as who they said she was, then of course they're going to recognize them. What bothered me more was, why the fuck did you kill that dude? The dude that, because they were 10 minutes late. That made no sense to me, because that dude had been with your system for over 19 years because he helped kill fucking his dad. And then they're 10 minutes late, so you shoot him?
Yeah.
I didn't like Christopher Walken. I normally love Christopher Walken.
Oh, I thought he did great in the movie.
I thought he did horrible. I thought he did horrible.
I would say I think he was so not the best Christopher Walken, but can you really have like a bad Christopher Walken? I think he still
That's
holds his own.
That's the problem. You can have a bad Christopher Walken, and it's called fucking Balls of Fury Christopher Walken. That is the only movie in the world that Christopher Walken can be bad in.
Is that him or the writing?
No, I just think it was the role. Like
That's what I mean.
Walken,
Like, is it more on the writers? Like he tried to
no,
salvage it, but you can only do
there's
so much.
no
he tried to give it his all, but like
but
you
there's
gotta work what
the
you can
role
work
just
with.
didn't fit him.
He's
Like,
making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
let's just stick out some of the obviouses, okay? I'm just gonna be the person that does it, okay? Everybody in the fucking group is Asian almost. They have the black guy, they have this guy, they have a lot of Asians, and then they have this white dude that's dressed like Liberace that makes no fucking sense. That wants to kill everybody in some odd godly own reason.
I think it's kind of like a Mugatu, kind of like an ode to Mugatu. I want to say
that was funny.
That was
fucking hilarious because he was absolutely crazy. This guy was just an old cringy guy. Like, it wasn't crazy.
That's what I mean. Like the writers didn't like really flesh it out, I guess, well enough.
I don't think you can take a Christopher Walken and put him in that role and make it look good unless you use like Pulp Fiction Christopher Walken. I had this piece of metal in my ass. That Christopher Walken. Like,
the watch.
Serious but funny Christopher Walken.
I mean, he was closer to Click Christopher Walken.
And even then, he was still good.
Yeah, because he took Adam Sandler's thing and just used his unique voice to make it better.
And that was a horrible movie.
I gotta say, though, Terry Crews, in the moment he was in it, he was killing it for his part.
Well, Terry Crews is Terry Crews. Crews, that was Terry Crews' shit in every movie before White Girls. He was the big buff guy that could do the break dance and all that stuff. So yeah,
popping.
Yeah, he was doing really, really good.
He was killing it.
Yeah, he was killing it. He was doing good. Don't get me wrong. Like, he made it. The guy that played the German was fucking hilarious. Because he's Reno 911 guy.
Thomas Lennon.
Yeah, he's funny. He was.
Oh yeah.
He was
Dangle, right? That's Lieutenant Dangle on.
Yeah. That's
Reno 911.
Lieutenant Dangle.
But he was good. He was very good. The main character looked like a reject Jack Black. Let's be honest.
Randy Daytona.
It looked like a reject Jack Black.
No, he's Danny McBride before Danny McBride. They got it right with Danny McBride.
It's like, look, I get the concept, and this is why I think this movie is so fucking horrible. I get the concept of how they did it, but we've seen much better concept. Blades of Glory. Blades of Glory is fucking hilarious.
Oh, Blades of Glory was a beautiful movie.
A kid wins everything and then loses, and he fucking doesn't want to play no more, and he's fucking working at a shoe shop, and he gets drugged back into it. Very well done. Wasn't a long movie. Funny as shit. This isn't funny. He's playing at a fucking thing for old folks home and starts hitting the ball off of somebody and gives them a heart attack. Like, what? Stop it.
It was a Vegas club.
It wasn't
It was
even about.
Reno Club,
It
the
was a
Pepper
Reno,
Mill.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even. I mean, it just made no sense. That George Lopez coming in with the FBI, that's fun. I loved it. I loved when he came in with that. I love the whole George Lopez thing.
Yeah, that's a very niche act, ping pong act
But
on the.
but we've seen fucking Forrest Gump did ping pong better. But hold on, another thing that bothers me is Maggie. Okay, we saw Maggie whoop everybody's ass. We saw that. We saw her whoop everybody's ass. She was fucking everybody up. Who the fuck kidnapped her?
Right.
Also,
Who?
why, if George Lopez knows these people, why wasn't she the one that went to go do the ping pong tournament? There would have been no training. He would have caught her
Right.
much sooner.
Who the fuck
Yeah,
kidnapped? Who kidnapped Maggie? We saw her beat up 3 dudes in a fucking ping pong tournament. We saw her playing ping pong and kick the phone up, and then somehow all of a sudden they kidnap her, and he's like, "I gotta play you. I'm not gonna play you." Who the fuck kidnapped her? Who?
the fucking master kidnapper.
What one of them goons actually got hands on Maggie?
So you know that the guy who was delivering all the invitations to everyone to the tournament?
Yeah, the one that died.
Yeah, the one that died. I was making a joke, even though he died. He plays Shang Tsung in Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, he must have busted out his soul stealing to capture her.
So there has if he would have been continued on, that would have made more sense because we've already seen how vicious
It
he
was a stupid joke. I was like, wait, they killed him. I wish he, honestly, like, as much as I love Christopher Walken, I think he would have been a good Fang.
Yeah. So
amazing job.
and then let's get to the climactic part of this. Okay, that makes absolutely no fucking sense, and I hate when movies do this. Okay,
Make their
I
own rules.
understand. I don't care about the ping pong table. I don't care that it was all electric. I get that whole entire thing. That was actually a smart idea. But there's one point that throws the whole thing off for me. He says when the bomb's about to blow, he's like, the table doesn't know that. If we don't keep playing on the table, then we're automatically going to die. And then what do they proceed to do in the next 30 seconds? Move off the fucking table for the rest of the movie, and they both survive. Why even put that line in the movie?
Because I don't know. Like, he literally was like, "Oh, I changed the rules so you could play it off the table." It's like, so then the whole island knows.
But in that scenario, then why didn't you just change the rules so you could fucking pause the game and get the fuck out? Like that type of stuff makes no sense. Like little itty bitty things like that to me. I know I'm nitpicking. I know that. But to me, it made the rest of the fight scene horrible. Because I'm like, then just change the rules so you guys can get off the ship and continue this outside.
They were just playing on the bridge.
Yeah, but they could have paused it and then went someplace else. We would have had the old climactic thing of it's gonna blow. And the only reason why it bothers me is because he said he could change the rules, but he couldn't. But right after he said we can't not stop playing on the table, like it was like in the same sentence. I was like, wait, pause, rewind. You guys would hate watching movies with me, by the way. Pause, rewind. Did he just say if we stop playing on the table, it's gonna kill us? And in the very next sentence said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, we can bounce it off of anything." I'm like, then they should have just said, "Just finish the game. We got to finish the game."
Or even that, just start hitting the ping pong balls to the boat.
And how the fuck is this guy so good? And this is another thing. This is another reason why I think Fang would have been a better. The guy you said would have been better than Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken in this part could not even act like he was actually playing ping pong.
Yeah, I don't think he cared.
All of his shots were like this. So you have a dude that's just beat everybody in the fucking tournaments, the best of the best. They all had trophies, and he beat a 12-year-old little fucking girl to get here. But somehow Christopher Walken's going to keep up with him. And that's why I don't think he was a good person for that. Even if you would have had the guy that played Fang, the guy that killed, like you said, that would have been better.
I think sometimes like movies just try to, get ridiculous and guess they'll deal with the consequences later, or they use it like as a way to, throw a plot twist in there.
Well, thinking as an adult now, what would have been a good like climax to really help round out the character would have been playing the German guy. If he actually got a rematch against him, but they just killed him.
Or if he played Patton Oswalt again.
Or if he played Patton Oswalt again, yes.
That would have been just so much better that the German guy was the guy that did it. And I know you want to bring Christopher Walken in for name value,
That's
but
pretty much what
that
it is. Wait, it's him, George Lopez are the two big stars of this movie.
yeah. And again, there wasn't overall. Oh, by the way, we looked up what Guailu means because I was joking around because they kept calling him
Oh,
Guaylo.
Guaylo?
Yeah, Guaylo.
Guaylo?
We looked it up because I was joking around with it and said I'm gonna call my son that Quentin. And Alyssa's like, I'm like, we need, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna call somebody else. And I'm like, we might want to look this up before we start calling people names we don't know. She's like, the movie said it means white devil.
Yeah, that's what I thought they said it.
That's what they said.
I didn't know if it was 100%.
Oh, you didn't know if they were for real or if they were fucking changing it on you.
They were gonna have a whole bunch of motherfuckers trying to say something.
Eric said, I can't trust these motherfuckers right now after they changed the rules on me.
So yeah, overall, I gave Vegas Benchwarmers a 2.
I don't even remember what I gave Benchwarmers.
So I'm gonna give this one a 3 because it's better than Vegas Benchwarmers.
You know, it's not Vegas, right?
Vegas Benchwarmers?
Fuck, that's right, the Benchwarmers.
We have a movie, bro?
So I'm giving it a 3. It's not. I can see how 12-year-old me would like this movie because if you go back,
that's what it is. Yeah.
Fucking movies that I've seen, I can see how a 12-year-old me would like this movie. And there's another. I don't even want to talk about why would Maggie like him.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So, but I can see how it would like it. But it's dumb funny, but it's just not even good dumb funny most of the time. Mauricio,
well, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say about a 3. Like I mentioned, I remember enjoying it, watching it first go around whenever 2007 when it first came out. I think at the time it probably would have been the movie that was out that weekend that we ended up watching, and nothing it's gonna win an award or anything, but
no.
like you said, average movie.
I don't want a Razzie.